Hello there, we're in Lincolnshire, North East Lincolnshire today. Just stood underneath a lovely old semaphore signal gantry. Ironic, last week I was starting a video underneath a colour light, so bit of a contrast. Today we're going to be having a look at the Disused Railway in between Louth and Grimsby. So, I've got Jim with me again today. What did we do last?
We were at Killarmarsh.
Killarmarsh, that was it.
Yeah.
So I actually introduced him as Seamus last time. That's not your name, you know. You allowed me to, no, he didn't really allow me to call him that. So he's very kindly giving up his day today, just to show me around some of the...
Believe me, it wasn't a great sacrifice. Spending the whole day in the gym, I'd rather come out and do some railway exploring. Well,
it's exercise, isn't it? It's like being at a gym.
Yeah.
So we're going to have a walk down the line, try it as much as we can, see some of the lovely old features. The disused line that we're going to be looking at today was part of the wider East Lincolnshire Railway. Opening in 1848, it was operated by the Great Northern Railway and was later part of the London North Eastern Railway. We'll be starting our walk today in Louth and working our way towards Grimsby, around 14 miles north. There were several intermediate stations along the route at Ludborough, North Thorseby, Holton-le-clay and Waltham, and in 1905 a number of halts, smaller stations with less facilities, were opened, a few of which we'll see today. Passenger services ceased in 1970, leaving it as the largest town in Lincolnshire without a station. The section of line to Grimsby remained in use until 1980 to allow freight trains to access the Maltings in Louth. It's going to take a couple of visits and videos to cover all this line and its future plans to be partly reopened as a preserve railway, but I hope you enjoy part one. The old station in Louth. Someone's got the washing up. Look at those chimneys. They're about 1 story high alone, aren't they? What a beautiful old building. Entrance. Try and film away from the sun as much as possible. And it's now just sat in the middle. I'll spin you around in the middle of a housing estate. Louth was once an important junction with former lines going off in several directions to the north, east, south and west. The area around the station, as we can see on this old map, included many sidings, a turntable, goods sheds, signal boxes and of course the old malt houses. The main station building itself is Grade 2 listed and as we've just been seeing remains intact. The two sides of the station were once spanned by a roof, but this was taken down in the 1960s. The station closed in 1970 when passenger services stopped. The reason why the line lasted another 10 years was for freight traffic for the old Maltings. And if we look at old maps, Maltings have been in Louth for many years. The concrete version built after World War II dominated the skyline of the town but was demolished in around 2014. And Aldi now sits on the former site. It's a bit of platform side of the station. Filled in. Stations behind us in that direction. Track bed isn't accessible now. If we swing that way, look at that. We can see right down the track bed there. The old crossing gate. It's a fair size, that signal box, isn't it? It's quite a big one, that. Well kept. Not far out of Louth. Well, it's still technically in Louth actually. It's by the industrial estate. Just through the trees you'd miss it if you weren't looking. The old signal post. It's one of a few that we're going to see today, I believe. Still got the old fixtures on top as well. So here we are, just through the trees. A lot of rubble, a lot of posts, a lot of concrete, and this is the remains of one of those concrete plate layers huts that you find on the side of old railway lines. This one, sadly, as you can see, it's not still intact, is it? Very much unintact. And another one. It's great these have been left here, isn't it? Still got the holder for the ladders. A lot of fittings, and looks like the top of the lamp bracket still on top of there as well. Shame we can't get any closer. It's very overgrown at the base. This one, so this one's been a little luckier than that last one we've just seen. A crumpled mess in those trees. Just looking for a way in. I'm not going through that. I don't think I can see inside. I don't think we're missing out on much anyway. Yeah, so that's what it would have looked like, you know, in a partially standing state. It's just a shell, isn't it, that one? But it's fared a little better than the stuff we've just seen in the bushes back there. You can get in, look, around this side. Bit of roof on that section. Yeah, it is rails, isn't it?
Yeah, it is rails,
side by side.
Yeah.
Concrete.
Yeah.
By that side of it too. Looking back to Louth, looking back into the sun. So we've been walking down this path. As you can see, it's just a muddy path, nice and crisp, because it's currently about -1. But yeah, it's been in a kind of a cutting. Yeah, not just kind of treed up. You can't really see anything from the track bed, but it's nice and accessible. Swing you out. Get a bit of a better view here. We're about to come under a little old arch bridge. Interesting graffiti on this bridge. I think we had a Spider-Man and a Homer. There he is. All of a sudden, it's you see track bed's opened out. Jim's just been saying he came down not too long ago. How long ago was it you came down here?
About 6 weeks ago.
6 weeks ago, and all this was just overgrown.
Just nettles and all sorts.
Yeah, and this is owned by the Lincolnshire Wolds Railway. Yeah, this piece of the track bed.
Yeah, all the way down into Louth.
Yeah, and so I was wondering if there's some clearance work going on for that. So this has been cleared apparently. They must have known we were coming. They've been prepared.
Literally, all this here was covered, and now you've got this. You can see the frontage now.
Yeah.
And you couldn't see that. I've been coming up here about 4 or 5 years, and this is the clearest it's been. So there's obviously something going on.
A lot better condition, isn't it, than the other one? Yeah.
Yeah, this one's standing, isn't it? As opposed to the last one, it was falling down.
Windows, yeah, still in there, still open, obviously without the glass. It's part of a tree now. The tree's actually grown around it. It's actually branches wrapped around the roof. It's probably helping keeping it up, actually, isn't it? Let's have a nosy inside. I'm not going to go in it. Doesn't look. There's plenty of rubbish to stand on in there, isn't there? This is Fotherby. And this is a location of where the signal box used to be.
Yeah, just in there. Probably the other side of that hedge, to be fair, so it's gone.
So an interesting piece of information, we do know where that signal box has gone. It's currently at the East Anglian Railway Museum. We can see a photograph of it here on their Facebook page. a little bit to see here then. We've got the old crossing gate posts there. Oh we are, yeah. Track still in. Move out of the way. Get into the sunlight. Yeah, you can still see the train lines there. A couple more crossing gates. And there's the old station building. Still got a lamp outside as well. Isn't that lovely? And what looks to be the original crossing gates. Metalwork there. Some bolts on. What, the old crossing gate? Post and a warning post in the tree. Back on the track bed, an old foot crossing. Ornate little post there. It's not something you see very often, is it? Same again on this side. It is. A lot more clearance has been done just outside Fotheringham. Just come to the side, got a lovely little culvert there. I'm not getting down there, am I? But you can see there, little brick arch. Very high fences here, aren't they? Interesting. Blue brick base on this bridge. There's the underneath of that bridge with its huge railings fence. Yeah, that sky is really nice, isn't it? I mean, that is a beauty. Look at that signal gantry. It's a work of art, isn't it? Actually, I'm not going to go around that side because I'm just going to be looking into the sun, try to get a better view up here. So we're just by Utterby, the old Utterby Halt station. It's looking in the direction of Grimsby that way. I'm looking back down there, looking back towards the sun. It's where we've walked all the way from Louth. What is it?
It's either a toilet or some small platelayers.
It's tiny, isn't it? You can't stand up and go to the toilet in there, can you?
They've obviously taken it down.
There's some remains of it, isn't there? Some steel work. There's a little sign there. I cannot make out what that says. I just can't make the lettering out. You know when I was younger, we used to get the paper over it and then a crayon and colour over it, and you could probably be able to make the letters out. I always say to the wife I should be fetching crayons out with me. So crossing the road, just having a look to see if there's any more of them signs down the side. Looking down the trap bed there, we can't go down there, but you'll notice there's a sign here. So this is on now the Lincolnshire Wolds Railway. They're restoring this section of line where we've just been walking.
You could just vaguely make it out in the distance, but now, and they've got this ballast here which wasn't here before either.
Yeah,
so that's all started.
Collection
and you got
sleepers from somewhere, isn't there? Yeah,
they were here last time, but all that ballast wasn't.
I wonder where they've got them from. I wonder, like,
God knows.
You see them stacked up, don't you, when we're on travels everywhere to waste. Good if they could be reused like this.
Oh yeah, well, that is a lot closer. I could just vaguely make it out in the distance, but now you can see the colours on it, so there's obviously something going on, and that's why I think the that track bed is clear.
It's not far off having tracks down on there, is it?
No, they've cleared that all as well.
Fantastic.
Right.
So we found another one of those posts just to the other side of the road, directly opposite it. So there we go, that's a bit clearer. Grimsby Cable Electricity. Okay, so now we're going to leave you at Utterby Halt and fast forward a few miles. The next few miles are part of the Lincolnshire Wolds Railway, a story and section of the line that I'd like to come back and cover on a day when the trains are running, so watch this space. We'll drop you just after Grimsby Halt and pick up the old track bed there. We've fast forwarded a bit now. We've skipped past the Lincolnshire Wolds Light Railway because we're running out of daylight. We're running out of time, so I'm going to do a bit of a rewind and go and have a look at that another day. And I think we're going to struggle to reach the outskirts of Grimsby on this one, but I mean, that is huge. That signal post there, see through the trees. That's massive. I don't think I've ever seen them that high before.
No, they're really big around here. The one near Waltham Station's enormous.
Yeah, I'm used to like the ones that come across round our way are about half the size, half the size of these. I mean, if I bring you around here, just to have a look. These sharp trees. Can you see the ladders still on? Nice. Let's get through the trees. Yeah, there's still a ladder on that. I'm not brave enough to climb to the top of there.
I don't think you can get up it. I think it's so many branches on it.
Yeah. It's a bridge over a river. Rolling down the side. Capping stones. Oh, really shallow bridges. Double arch, this one. It's just a drain, isn't it? There's not much left above these arches though, is there? Look. Let's have a look at this side. Just rushing a bit now because we're losing the light so fast. Another little bridge. Really short, these bridges. This is just a farm access, isn't it? Really dark on the other side of the line. Come out here, I've got a really low sun. Yeah, that sun's about to disappear in a minute. We've got half an hour of daylight left. Can't even see the bridge this side, it's so overgrown, look. Holton-le-clay just in front, the old station. And was this is a goods yard?
This was the station yard. Yeah.
Station yard.
Yeah, and you're leading into the station now, so that was the track bed there.
See the old. We've been following these for a while. These old railway, the fence posts, the boundary posts.
Well, here you've got what looks like an old
signal.
And possibly
yeah,
a bit of the old signal box.
Well, is this a base? The base of the signal?
Yeah.
It's just here, isn't it?
Yeah.
Ooh, get out of the tree. Yeah, you can see the bits of steel.
Yeah,
that's something
that's the base
there.
of the signal, and that's the signal there.
Yeah. The post.
Used to be.
Around here. Plenty of concrete there, isn't there? Bits of metal sticking out.
Yeah.
So as I said at the start of the video, this line went to Grimsby. We can't go all the way into Grimsby. It's a road for the last stretch into Grimsby, but there are other things that to see on this stretch of line. Unfortunately, it's coming up to the middle to end of December, and daylight isn't our friend today. We've just basically run out of time, haven't we? We've run out of daylight. So I think that sounds like to me like an opportunity for a second visit. Just
absolutely. Yeah.
Tidy up all the little bits we've not been able to get
there's
around.
plenty more than what you've seen already.
Yeah,
there's loads of stuff around here.
It just feels like we've just kind of been rushing, knowing that it's just one of those days. You come out, we've been out. I got into Lincolnshire about 10 this morning.
Yeah.
Travelled over from Derbyshire, So we've had a good session, we've had a good five or more hours on the go. So this is the site of the old station here. Now someone's house there, and I don't think we can go over there. We can see a platform there. I think it's the old cattle dock. So that's the station building there. And as you'll see here, I've seen this so many times on this stretch of line. They did seem to favour the level crossings rather than bridges. So there's none at that side, but we have still just wandering about on the road here. So be careful. There's quite fast cars coming around the corner. It's the old gate, isn't it? Pedestrian gate by the looks of things. It's a crossing on that side. It's all clear. And as we've seen so many of these today, these really thick, impressive gate posts, aren't they there? So somebody sent me this photograph, but I'm not sure of the original source. We can see the station building on the right hand side there, crossing gates. We can just see that pedestrian gate just peeking off to the left. And just at the centre of shot, we can see the cattle dock there that we've just been looking at from the side of the track bed. This gate looks in quite good condition. It's obviously been painted at some stage. Well, that's the track bed through there. Look, doesn't look like that's a accessible part of the old track bed, does it? Sorry, I completely didn't notice it. But one last thing to show you today. Yeah, I've just been filming over the gate, didn't even notice the signal. Yeah, one last signal post there in front of us again. Got a ladder still on there. I am loving all these old signal posts that remain standing. I always find it fascinating when you do come across these signal posts. It's great to see so many in one day. I don't think you see that many, do you? They're quite a novelty. It's curious, this side of the road. This old, I presume it's like from a bomb, doesn't it? Right, so light has officially stopped play for today. It's dark and the camera won't. Ironically, the GoPro is useless in the dark. But when it starts getting dark, it makes it look lighter than it is. Oh, right. Ironic. But yeah, so that's it. We've made it as far as, what's it called?
Holton-le-clay.
Holton-le-clay. I've asked him, 5 times now what this place is called. So yeah, that's it. Hopefully we'll get round to doing the rest of it at some stage. It might not be immediately, it might be at some stage. So as always, cheers for watching, and stop these cars. And again, thanks again.
Pleasure.
Thanks again for giving up your time again today.
That's all right.
Really enjoy it.
You're very welcome to come to Lincolnshire anytime you like.
Fantastic. I mean, I'm like a puppy. I just like being outdoors.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Run around all day.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I mean, this has been what, a 6-hour job today?
Yeah, it has.
It's been great fun. Great fun.
It's been good.
Yeah.
So, no, thanks for all your support.
Absolute pleasure.
Everything you've given me over the last 2 years anyway.
Right,
appreciate it.
Great chat. Love it.
So, yeah, cheers. Take care. We'll see you soon.